Namaskar and welcome to Gurukuli School. My name is Nikita Acharya and today's video is all about significant figures. Now this involves a lot of maths and a lot less physics as it is about measurements in general, and so it has a pretty wide scope with almost all subjects that involve calculations. Up until now, we have already read that we are bound to get errors in every measurement that we carry out. And so we learned about their types, their calculations, and how to represent them in the format that is A plus minus delta A. So if I write any measured quantity, for example, let's say 1.2005 centimeter, it is some length L that I measured. So it would mean that the last digit of my numerical value, that is 5 in this case, is the first uncertain digit in my measurement. That is the digit whose certainty is not known, or in other words, it would represent the place value in my measurement where I would get an error. All the digits preceding, that is before the uncertain digit, constitute the reliable or certain digits, and together they make what we call as significant figures of a measurement. Now, any measured value is always expressed in terms of significant figures, that is, it would contain the reliable digits and the first uncertain digit. Now, there are some important points and rules basically that we need to keep in mind while dealing with significant figures. First, a change in choice of different units does not change the number of significant figures in a measurement. Meaning, if 1.2005 has how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 significant figures, and I change the unit from centimeter to let's say millimeter or micrometer or meter, the number of significant figures would not change. That is, it would be 5 in each of these cases. Now this is really confusing because what I said was all digits preceding the uncertain digit are reliable. So does that mean this last one here has 7 significant figures? Does that mean we count the zeros? To remove such ambiguity, we have established certain rules which can help us count the significant figures properly. Let's have a look at them. First one, all the non-zero digits are significant. So 1, 2, 5, they are the non-zero digits. They will all be significant. Second, all the zeros between two non-zero digits are significant. So you see the two zeros which are underlined here, they are between two non-zero digits. That is why we count them. So they will be significant. If the number is less than 1, the zeros on the right of decimal point but to the left of first non-zero digit are not significant. So here, if the number is less than 1, that is in the last case which we saw when it was converted to meters, number is less than 1, zeros on the right of decimal point, that is the 0 here underlined, right of decimal point, but to the left of first non-zero digits, which means these two won't be counted. This is the first non-zero digit. So to the left of first non-zero digit are not significant, which is why we only count 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 significant figures in this number. The terminal zeros, terminal means ending. The terminal zeros in a number without a decimal point are not significant. Terminal zeros in a number means the last zeros in a number, any number which does not have a decimal point. This 123 meter converted to 12300 centimeter, 12300 millimeter. So these zeros here will not have any significant value, and so I will have how many? Only 1, 2 and 3 significant figures in each of these cases, which is also consistent with the fact that if I change the scale from meter to centimeter to millimeter, the number of significant figures will not change. Last one, the trailing zeros in a number, again ending zeros in a number with decimal point. The last case was for without a decimal point. So now if the trailing zeros in a number with decimal points are significant, so 3.500, the underlined zeros here, they are significant. But if these two zeros were before 3 and the decimal point was before them, they would not have been calculated like in the third rule. So if I have zeros at the end after the decimal place, they will be calculated. So it will have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 significant figures. But Even after all these rules, it is still very difficult and moreover confusing to deal with trailing zeros, right? So, to remove ambiguities in determining the number of significant figures, the best way is to report every measurement in scientific notation. Scientific notation means in the powers of 10, 10 to the power 2, 10 to the power 7 and so on. So, what notation we use? A into 10 to the power b. A is what? It is a number between 1 and 10. Meaning A has only one place before the decimal point. The largest number that you can go for A is 9.99 bar. Bar indicates it is irrational. So 10 is the maximum, right? So it has to be less than 10. And that is the notation you use for A. You cannot write 30 point something and say that this is scientific notation. And what is B? B is an integer, meaning it can be positive, it can be negative. So if I have 0.3, I can write it as 3.0, right? And I can put a 10 to the power minus 1. Integer means it can be both positive and negative. And this B is called as the order of magnitude, which is why we represent many quantities which are in scientific notation in terms of order of magnitude. For example, radius of Earth. These are very big numbers, right? So you can measure them in scientific notation and you can express them as an order of magnitude. And how do we do this exactly with every number? Say you have 5.670 meter. When you convert into centimeter, what do you have to do? You have to multiply it by 100, right? 100 is what? 10 to the power 2. So we simply write into 10 to the power 2. Or if you are converting into kilometer, you write 10 to the power minus 3. So B in this case is what? Minus 3. And B in this case is 2. So it can be integer, plus or minus. And what do you have to do? You simply have to represent it in the terms of A into 10 to the power B, so that the number A does not change and you can easily calculate the number of significant figures. Now, by doing this little trick, we narrow down ourselves to two rules only. Okay, so what are these two rules? For a number greater than 1 without any decimal point, okay, number is greater than 1 and it does not have decimal points 30, 40, 47, 98, any number like that. If it has trailing zeros, they are not significant. Like if you remember in the previous case, I said 123, 12300, 123 these zeros are not significant, right? So again like that, 6700 meter is 67 into 10 to the power 2. And this value here can be taken out. So how many significant figures do you have? 2. Similarly, for a number with decimal, trailing zeros are significant. Like we said in the case of 0.3500. Those zeros are significant. Similarly, 1.2900. Here zeros are significant. Now let's look at arithmetic operations with these significant figures. It happens a lot of time when we do some arithmetic calculations. For example, we divide two numbers. We get an irrational quantity, right? So does this mean this particular measurement has infinite significant figures? Of course not, because infinite significant figures would mean there is no uncertain digit, and it is practically impossible to get such a precision in any kind of measurement which can precisely tell us the value at the 100th decimal place. So conclusively, the final result cannot have more significant figures than the original data. Because if you are calculating density, for example, and you have mass up to second decimal place and volume to, let's say, third decimal place, it is impractical that you will precisely calculate the density to 10th decimal place even if it is calculated numerically. Which is why the final result is shown with precision which is consistent with the precision of input data. So in calculations like these, we have to stop somewhere, but where? To know that, we use the following rules. If it is multiplication or division, the final result should retain as many significant figures as there are in the original data with the least significant figures. So if speed of light is 3.00 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, it will have how many? 3 significant figures. And time is 1 year. 1 year is approximately 3.1557 into 10 to the power 7 seconds. That has 5 significant figures. Then 1 light year is how much? 3.00 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second into the seconds time, 3.1557 into 10 to the power 7 seconds, and that will be how much? When you calculate it, what you will do is you will only show 3 significant figures. Why? Because we have to show the number with the least significant figures in the final data, right? Now, second rule, if it is addition or subtraction, final result should retain as many decimal places as there are in the number with the least decimal places. Okay, so for example, if I add these three values here in grams, I will get a result which has 3 decimal places. But which is the least one here? This one, 227.2 grams, and it has how many? Only 1 decimal place. So my final result will be 663.8 grams. It is not possible to add or subtract two or more numbers if we represent them in scientific notation, right? So it is always convenient to have rules for addition and subtraction in terms of decimal places. And as you can see, whether you are doing multiplication or division or addition or subtraction, you always consider the number with less number of significant figures or less number of decimal places for the final result. Now, once you are done with the calculation, how do you round off the uncertain digit till you have only the first uncertain digit? Because that is all you need to represent the number in terms of significant figures. The rule by convention, which we all know, is that preceding digit, preceding means before, preceding digit is raised by 1 if the insignificant figure that is to be dropped is more than 5 and left unchanged if latter is less than 5. We already know that. So 4.56 will round off to 4.5. 6.33 will round off to 6.3. But this is not the case with significant figures. Here, if the preceding digit is even, insignificant digit is simply dropped. And if the preceding digit is odd, if the preceding digit is odd, then that preceding digit is raised by 1. Meaning, if you have 2.745, it will round off to 2.74 only because 4 is even. And if you have 6.778, it will round off to 6.78 because the preceding digit is 7, which is odd. But this is for the final representation. For a complex multi-step calculation, in intermediate steps, we always retain one digit more than the significant figure. And at the end, we round it off. So now we know how to calculate the significant figures and how to round them off. But what about the uncertainty in these significant figures? So if you have a set of experimental data which is specified to, let's say, n significant figures, the result obtained by combining the data will also be valid to n significant figures. And this is pretty obvious from the rules that we discussed from arithmetic calculation in terms of significant figures, right? Second, the relative error of a value of number specified to significant figures depends not only on n but also on the number itself, which is again self-explanatory because relative error is obtained by dividing error by original data, right? So obviously it depends on both of these numbers. And with that, we have completed significant figures. Let's quickly revise what we learned today. First, what are significant figures? Second, we learned about the rules for determining significant figures. Then we talked about arithmetic operations with significant figures and then how to round off the uncertain digits. And finally, we learned how the uncertainties in the result of arithmetic calculations are calculated. So this is all for today. In the next video, we'll learn about dimensions of physical quantities.